All right, so I received a comment today, and the comment said, why do you need to build wealth? You're not making any sense. People build wealth so they can have enough to spend comfortably, which leads you right back into consumerism. First, we need to talk about what is building wealth. In my opinion, it's just taking the appropriate financial steps to invest into myself to have the financial future that I want to have. It's not saying that I'm there yet. It's not saying I have everything figured out. It's saying that I'm taking the appropriate steps in order to get where I want to be. And how do I do that? I invest into myself. Now, when we're talking about consumerism, we're talking about putting this money into somebody or something else, which could be another business, or just spending on things that I may like, or things that make me feel good, things like that. Now, this individual is referencing to, why do I need to spend money on building my wealth whenever I'm trying to just spend money to spend comfortably? Spending comfortably means what? It means that you want to have enough money to spend to do whatever it is you want to do. Maybe you want to go get your nails done every week. Maybe you like to go to the spa every month. Like whatever your thing is, spending comfortably is being able to have the money to do those things, and they may not be necessities, right? Now, spending comfortably is going to look different for everybody. Somebody's definition of spending comfortably could be them having a high-rise apartment in the city, and it could be like $2,000 a month. For somebody else, that might mean buying a BMW and saying, hey, I got enough money to afford a BMW. I'm able to spend comfortably on the BMW. Some people is, hey, I like to eat out every day, so I'm able to spend money comfortably on food, and it just kind of is what it is. So when we're using the phrase spending comfortably, these are mostly wants usually. These aren't things that you need. These aren't like your mortgage, your rent, and sometimes people intertwine them because they want to live above their means. To them, that is still spending comfortably on the things that they want, like maybe their lifestyle. Like, it's not the fact that you need a car. You need a car, but you got a BMW. You're spending comfortably on what you want. You see what I'm saying? So stay with me. So being asked, why do you need to build wealth, and saying that people build wealth so they can have enough to spend comfortably, which leads you back into consumerism. I'm not saying that building wealth doesn't somehow contribute back into consumerism, because usually when people have more resources, they're able to afford and to buy the things that they truly want. I have no problem with consumerism. I have a problem with overconsumption and overdoing stuff when you're broke, and you know you're broke, and you haven't did any of the things that you need to do in order to have the lifestyle that you're spending at currently. I don't know how many videos I have said, if somebody rich is doing stuff and it's like overconsumption or it's wasteful, it's still that. You can be rich and overconsume. You can be rich and be wasteful. And I want to be very clear. I don't really care about overconsumption when it comes to rich people, because they're rich and they've already went and did all the things. So if they got dang 20 sweaters and I'm like, dang, you don't need 20 sweaters. Why you got 20 sweaters? Like, if they're rich, why do I don't talk to rich people? I'm not talking to rich people. These videos aren't for rich people. The videos I make are for normal people, because I'm a normal person. I don't relate to rich people because I'm not rich. I'm talking from a place of, I know what it's like to have this lifestyle that I'm talking about. And I myself, from personal experience, have been doing things that are different than everybody else around me to try to be in a better situation. I have bigger problems, in my opinion, just me, with people that I see every day doing these things when they can't afford it, and they stay exactly where they are. And the reason I have a problem with it is they don't want to be there. They keep expressing that they don't want to be where they are, but they're spending money on things that are keeping them right there. So the question I have is, why not invest into yourself first? Because first off, the idea of I'm just going to get money and spend it immediately is where we're already going wrong most of the time. And as soon as they get their paychecks, it's going into consumerism. It's going into things that they don't even need. It's going into the wants. So let's talk about investing into yourself versus consumerism. Me personally, as soon as I get paid, bare minimum, I'm putting 30% of whatever I get paid. Now, everybody's percentage can be different, but this is just me. 30% of whatever I get paid, I put it into myself by investing into my brokerage account. Now, with consumerism and you just not trying to be prepared for your future, you would take that same 30% that I took and put into myself for my future, and you would take it to go get your hair done. You take it to go get your nails done. You take it to go say, hey, I can use this for some rims on my car. You say I can go on a a trip. You say, I can spend it on this jewelry. You do all these other things and you don't put it into yourself. My point is, you spend it on things that don't bring you anything back once you spent that money. And I also want to say there are different ways that you can invest into yourself. There are people who literally take their money from their job and they are using that money in order to get into another field that they want to be in. It's going to end up giving you growth and profit in the end of you getting that better job and you getting better skills. So whenever you're putting money into things that give you nothing back, you have to still keep working the job because you like to buy things. So you continuously work the job, you continuously don't put nothing into yourself until you're burnt out, you're tired, you're old, and then you wither over, and then you back with the Lord. There will be no stop to continuously spending money on things you want because you're always going to want something new and it's never going to be enough. So you just keep having to work because you keep getting more stuff. Now there's going to be people opposite of you and they're going to wait. Mind you, I said wait. They're going to wait and put that 30% into themselves, and then they're going to get an investment back for the seeds that they planted today. You are wasting the seeds and having to work to get more stuff, and this person is planting seeds, which is then going to give them something back that they probably don't even have to work for. They made money and used the money that they made to make them more money. You over here could never outwork the pace of this person over here and where they're going in their trajectory, because this person over here is going to have passive income streams. Investing into yourself is long-term success, and a lot of people like instant gratification, which is why they typically go this route right here. Most people are taught, get whatever you want right now because we don't know what tomorrow may bring and blah, blah, blah. The statistics actually show that people are living longer now. So if you keep feeding into the idea of, oh, you should just be happy and you should just be able to spend on whatever it is you want to spend on, you're going to be with the 99% of people who continuously have to work, who continuously keep buying stuff. But are they doing the things that this person over here is doing? No, because this requires sacrifice. This requires you to know that this over here is a trap. This right here, whatever they try to dangle in front of you and say, hey, get that nice car, that's going to be $30,000 in a high APR. And you're going to do it, and you're going to go to work. You're going to clock in every day at that job to pay for this car. Now, this same person over here is going to have a paid off car. This person over here is getting compound interest on that $500, and you keep having to send your money out. And you know what? Some of y'all gonna do it again as soon as the car paid off. You're gonna get another one. And that's how you stay having to work the job, because you need money and your money ain't coming from nothing else besides you going to go clock in. These companies hope that you never open your eyes and understand the trap that is like clear as day, because if you understood the trap, you probably wouldn't be working. Where would the workers be? They would be nowhere to be found because everybody would be making money, and they know that's not going to happen because most people want everything now. So you're helping the company because they know you need them in order to pay your car note. You're helping the bank because you got the loan with the bank. You're helping the car insurance company because you need car insurance for your expensive car. You're feeding into all these different industries, which is consumerism. I'm not saying consumerism is a bad thing because a lot of people profit off of consumerism. The economy booms when people are spending money. That's how the American economy works. If more people are spending money, the better the economy is. Everybody got money, everybody's spending money. And then the businesses make money, which helps the people who actually are invested in the businesses. So do you really think I'm against consumerism? No, I'm not against consumerism. I'm against it for the people who say that they don't want to be broke, for the people who say, I want a better living situation. If you're doing this stuff over here, you're not going to be part of this group over here who's able to build the lifestyle they want and have passive incomes. You are going to have to pick a side. The people who invest into themselves may at some point end up having the luxury of time. And that is like the big thing that is overlooked. I think it makes more sense to go to the job, take the job money and invest it into myself, so then maybe in my future I can have more time. Time is valuable, not the products, not the, oh, I want to spend comfortably. I want to spend comfortably on stocks. I want to be able to have extra money to put into my brokerage account. But that's not what most people are saying or what they're doing. Most people are like, I need more money so I can spend it on stuff. In my opinion, building wealth is very connected to time. And a lot of people swear they don't want to be clocking in their job. They swear they don't want to do that. Take their physical body into a place that they usually don't like. Working for somebody that they probably don't like anyway, and that probably doesn't like them, and they got to keep seeing them all the time. That's time. You have no choice because maybe there were decisions you made that keep you clocked in. And the companies know that. They want you to have a high car payment so you can keep clocking in. Investing into yourself is a long-term thing. Now, another point I want to bring up from this comment is the spending comfortably aspect. Since when has spending comfortably ever brought any sort of security to anybody? We hear people say, we want security. We don't like to worry about all these different things that pop up in our lives. The money was the security. The money is the security, but people get rid of the money. You got rid of the security. And that's actually crazy to even say out loud, because this goes against what most people want. Most people don't want to have to worry about falling behind on bills, but they have no emergency fund. They say they want to be able to take trips. They don't save for trips. They say they want to do all these things. Where's the proof? So what ends up happening is you just talking. You say you want these things, but there is no action to show that you want it. And I don't believe that a lot of people really don't want security or want the things like freedom, time. I hear people all the time say, I don't want to have to go to that job. I don't like my boss. I don't like this. I don't like that. And all of their money going to DoorDash. Your money is going to fast food. Your money is going to your car note. Your money is going to a high-rise apartment in a city that you can't afford to live in, but you like the city, because there is an option to live below your means, to take your money and to invest it into yourself. So then maybe that money can work for you. But no, people don't want to do that, because that would take work. It would take discipline. It would take time. It would take effort. They don't want to do that, because we're not taught to do things like that. We're taught to get it now and to be happy. And this cloak of just be happy ends up putting a lot of people in a bad situation. And it honestly happens way too often for everybody to be tiptoeing around the discussion that everybody is using this trope of, I just want to be happy, as an excuse to just not be prepared and to do what you really want. What you really want is the time. Now, I'm not saying that building wealth is going to automatically give you all these things. It's saying you're taking the appropriate steps to have the life that you really want, and you're not just using things that you like to buy and things that are like very temporary to give you what you want, because it's not ever going to give it to you anyway. You really want to be able to spend freely, then maybe make enough passive income to where that money is like, hey, if I want something, I can just get it from my passive income streams. So if we're questioning the importance of building wealth, are we questioning the importance of security? Are we questioning, should we have an emergency fund? Because that's part of building wealth. Like, how can you build wealth if you have no emergency fund? If you're not ready for an emergency, your wealth would be gone. You're going to need more. They want security of not having to worry about where money is going to come from. And you don't get that security by getting rid of the money that you have coming in. And this is why I like to talk about having an emergency fund. This is why I like to talk about a savings account, a brokerage account, 401ks. These are all security. These are ways that you won't have to work when you're old, because as much as people say, oh, you can just clock in, get that overtime, your body is going to get old. At some point, all of our bodies are going to get old. Do you want to be working when you're 60, 70, 80? A lot of the people who have this doomsday mentality, like, we don't know if we're going to be here tomorrow. These are the people that are living till they're 99. And it's a blessing to live that long. But what I'm saying is, imagine living till you're 99 and you are just financially unprepared. What is going to happen? Because I'm going to be honest, if it's me and I'm looking back on my life, even in my older age, and I'm like, I was just spending money because I didn't think I was going to make it this long. And I'm still here every day. I just keep waking up. I would just be thinking about all the stuff that I spent money on, and I don't have anything to show for it. And I'm not able to clock in at a job because I'm too old. But by then it's too late to really do anything about it, because how am I going to work for money? And this is why you have to work now and put the stuff in place when you can, when you're young, when you're physically able to set yourself up for those later years. What if you want to retire by 50? What if you want to retire by 40? Because there are people who do it. And a lot of the time, they're not living the lifestyle of a lot of people who want to live in the now. They're living below their means, and all of their money is going into how it can be passive and to make them more money. And then when they're not working by 50, they will get questions from people like, how did you do it? What did you do? We all have the same choice of what we can do with our money. I'm not saying we all have the same amount, but I'm saying that we have a choice with how we spend our money. For people who are able-bodied, who aren't battling any mental, physical capabilities or anything like that, if you are able to go out and get more income streams and you just don't want to, not because the job market's bad, bad because I know it's bad. I'm saying if you just don't want to do certain things, then I mean, you're just going to be where you're going to be because there's going to be people who are going to go above and beyond because that's the sacrifice that it's going to take. And another thing related to that comment is when we talk about spending comfortably, sometimes spending comfortably, again, means you're living above your means. I just did a video about 2 days ago. This woman was talking about she was $42,000 in debt and she had a high credit card threshold where she felt like spending $40,000 wasn't even like to her. It wasn't really like shocking to her. And a lot of people feel like that when they're spending money. So with that same exact logic, that could be spending comfortably. Spending comfortably, like what is that? Spending comfortably means you could be spending yourself into debt. You could be living above your means. You could be barely making it and then be saying, I spend comfortably. I know people who have that same mentality. I know them personally. As long as they're able to go out to eat, they could have a roof leak, car damage, owe taxes. They could be in bad health. All of these things could be going on. But as long as they're able to clock in and get their bills paid, everything is fine. They don't have nothing set up for retirement. If they called it flat right now, it would be the end of the world. They'd probably have to go get a loan or run it up on a credit card. And I'm saying that because we all know people who are on the brink of one bad thing happening to them, and then everything is going to be haywire after that. And to them, they live a comfortable life. If you ask them, that's so I don't know what spend comfortably means. Because I think if you're eating out every day, you ain't got no retirement set up, you ain't got nothing set up for your future, and you talking about I'm spending comfortably. Yeah, you are spending comfortably to you because you're able to get the things you want. But if something bad happens, we know. So maybe we should redefine what spending comfortably even looks like. Because if it don't involve like having peace, financial security, and having time, if I don't have those things, especially if I ain't got no peace of mind, and I can't have no peace of mind if I don't have no plans for my future, because everything is up in the air. True comfort to me involves me having some fallback plan. And that's why freedom to me involves me building wealth. It's not saying I'm exactly where I want to be yet. Me spending the money don't give me any security. It doesn't give me any satisfaction. It doesn't make me feel secure. And it definitely doesn't give me my time. So what is the point of putting it above the life that I want that's really over here? And all I got to do is keep doing the same plan over and over and over and over and over for years. And that's why I don't put the things I want above the things I need. It's not long-term going to serve me. It's going to long-term put me in a situation where I have to worry. And the older I get, the less I want to worry. I don't want to get older and have to worry more. That's backwards. I'm at the point in my life where I can make a change, so I'm going to make the change. I might have to sacrifice some things, delay some gratification. I might not be able to go on as many trips. I might have to work harder. I might have to find more streams of income, and I'm willing to do that now because I can't imagine doing it when I'm 40. I can't imagine doing it when I'm 50 or 60. I don't even want to have to think about how I'm going to do it. I don't. I want it already to be figured out. I want it figured out as soon as possible, and I want the plan to be in action, and that's why you start building now. And not only that, while you're trying to figure ways to build wealth, you also are adjusting the way that you think. Even if it's $1 that you're starting with, just do the $1, because $1 can turn into $100 every month, and then that can turn into $1,000 every month. You just never know. It's a long-term thing, and then you end up seeing the results, the actual proof that you've been doing the work and working towards something over time. That's why I say building wealth. I didn't say just being wealthy. I said building wealth because most of us aren't wealthy. And on that journey, you might have to start switching the way you think because you are thinking in the sense of, I'm going to work to spend money on things I want. And that's why you'll continue to go to work instead of going to work and taking the money to put into yourself, to pour into yourself, to invest into yourself. So y'all, we got to start making better decisions today in order to have a better future.